Yeah, very warm welcome to all of you for this 1 year sociology test batch. So, why test has to be written? Why test has to be written? Just because without practice, it will be a blunder to go to UPSC examination. So, you will become a paper tiger if you go to UPSC examination without having adequate practice. Test is to give you practice, and practice only will make you write a better answer in UPSC examination. See, people who have read very thoroughly, they have read sociology, but still they'll not be able to produce answer to the level of UPSC because there is a gap between what you read and what you write. Always there will be existing a gap between what you read and what you write. This gap can be effectively bridged only by practice. So practice is what is the only thing which you will have to master to clear this examination. If you ask me which is the mother of all skills, the mother of all skills will be repeating what you have done. Repetition is a master skill. It is the mother of all skills. People have become experts today because they are able to repeat what they have done many times. And repetition is not going to be easy. Why it is not going to be easy? Because it requires so much of constant motivation. The fuel will have to be given, then only the fire can be maintained. Constantly you have to fuel the fire, otherwise the fire will go. So motivation is needed for repeating what you are doing, and repetition is what is tested in the form of examination. Repetition with consistency is a precondition to clear the examination. I repeat, repetition with consistency is a precondition to clear this examination. Those people who have crossed 320 plus, our own students who have crossed 320 plus, they have mastered in one thing. That one thing is they repeated what has to be repeated. So repeatedly you are writing answer for the test. We are conducting sociology tests in two phases. There are two phases of this sociology test batch. First phase will cover paper 1 and paper 2 in the form of 16 tests. Small portions will be given. For example, today's test is having a very small portion. Unit 1, such a small portion. You have only 3 topics. And Unit 2, you have small portion. You have only 1 topic. So, first test is having only 4 topics. Now, these 4 topics will be asked by me in the form of 9 questions. Because phase 1 tests are having very small syllabus which can be easily covered by a fresher. A fresher can easily cover because that is the smallest package which I can make out of the syllabus of sociology. One thinker is one test. Entire 9 questions will come only from Emile Durkheim, next test. Then thereafter, one full test, 9 questions will come only from Karl Marx. So what is the beauty of this model is this, that any student can with ease cover the syllabus of that particular test. You have one full week available within which you can cover 4 topics easily. 4 topics, daily one topic if you do. In 4 days, you can do 4 topics for the test syllabus. And the 5th day, 6th day, if you can do some sort of revision of what you have done in the 4 days, last 4 days, your preparation will be a class preparation. It will not be a mass preparation. It will be a class preparation. because you have to give a master performance in this examination, a master class performance. Don't expect a master class marks by writing mediocre answer. If your mark has to be 320 plus, then every single answer should be sculpted by you. It should not be simply written by you. You have to sculpt each and every answer. Right from the introduction till the conclusion, the answer should be fine tuned in such a way that any person reading your answer will have to be definitely impressed. So you have to impress the examiner. Otherwise, we will not be able to cross this 300 and all. Anyone can write a sociology answer which will fetch 230 to 240. If question paper is given to a student who has covered the syllabus today, that student will be able to get, if the test is for 500 marks, that student can easily get 220, 230. But with 230, you cannot get IAS. With 230, you will not enter any service for that matter. I have to cross 300, I can touch 320 plus. If I touch 320 plus, then I will be having a guaranteed place in Labasna. I will not be cat on the wall. I get 250, 255. I'll be cat on the wall. I do not know whether I'll be in service or I'll not be in service. So, 320 plus if you get, then that is the surest way to get into the dream job office. Trust me, 1 year we are going to spend, almost not even 1 year, just 10 months. In between you have 3 months for your prelims examination. So we'll start now. 16 tests will be over in 16 weeks. It will be over by Feb 2023. It will be over. Then March, April, May, don't think about main examination. Study only for your prelims. Study only for your prelims. No thinking about mains. After you have given your prelims on May 28th, very next week, you are sitting for the phase 2. Phase 1 is small units. You have all the paper 1 topics and paper 2 topics covered in that phase 1 in 16 weeks. Now phase 2 is going to be even more demanding from you, because once you have covered the syllabus, you have covered the entire syllabus in the phase 1. Phase 2, what we are doing is, we are linking the topics which are connected from paper 1 and paper 2. A paper 1 topic linked to paper 2 topic will be put in one test. So connecting paper 1 with paper 2, take for example, family in paper 1, family in paper 2 will be connected. Political system in paper 1, political system in paper 2 will be connected. Karl Marx will be connected to A.R. Desai, because Karl Marx, Marxism, and A.R. Desai is also following dialectical materialism to explain Indian society. So in that way only we are combining both paper 1 and paper 2, because UPSC question paper demands this. UPSC question paper, you think that this is paper 2, it will come in paper 1. You think that it is paper 1, it will come in paper 2. For example, Durkheimian theory of suicide, how it is explaining suicide in India, came in paper 2. But Durkheim's theory of suicide you studied in paper 1. So in this way only, paper 1, paper 2 compartmentalization is a mistake which people normally commit. For me, it is not paper 1, paper 2, it is sociology. It can be coming in the morning examination in the form of paper 1, which will be paper 2 question, and paper 2, you will get paper 1 question. So to break this compartmentalization of paper 1, paper 2, we are combining both paper 1, paper 2 in the second phase. In the second phase, you have 12 tests. The first 8 tests will complete the syllabus once. Then 9th and 10th, second time revision. 11 and 12, third time revision. Already in phase 1, you have done one revision. So totally how many revisions you have done? 4 revisions. How many days you have holiday for the sociology paper? 5 days normally you have holiday for sociology paper. And in these 5 days, already I have revised 4 times. In these 5 days, can I revise minimum 2 times? Can I do that 2 times revision? Because I've revised already 4 times. 2 times revision will become so easy for me. I'll revise 2 times in these 5 days. 6 times I have revised. I go to the examination. Sociology will be outpouring. I will not have any shortage of point. My problem will be surplus. I will be having a problem of surplus. Problem of prosperity I will face. I will not face the problem of poverty. So you have to be in this situation that you have to have so much of sociology to just write down in the paper, because you don't have time. You can't think and write. You should be so fast enough in writing. How many minutes you have for your short notes? 7 minutes. How many minutes you have for long answer? 14 minutes. In 7 minutes I have to write 2 pages. In 14 minutes I have to write 4 pages. I should write very fastly. I should write relevantly to the question. I should not write what I know. I should write what is asked. So the iteration which is mentally made by you will be tremendously fast, that you will be able to write all the points without leaving anything appropriate to the question in these 14 minutes in 4 pages. And for that, you should be thorough with sociology. Without revision, there is no possibility to clear this examination. Revision is the key. A student who has revised 6 times, 101% will clear this examination. The main problem why students are finding difficult to clear, they will not even revise once. You cannot expect everything by doing something, because in life this is not there. What is not there? Everything for something. I'll do something, I wanted everything. This is not there in life. In fact, you have to do everything to get something. This is competition. No, you have to do everything. No stone should be left unturned by a real aspirant. And do that. I tell you that you will become what you wanted to become. So follow the test batch very sincerely, because this test batch is a visa to Labasna. This test batch is a visa to National Police Academy. This test batch is a visa to a life which you are longing for. You are longing for that life. No, that life you will get provided next 1 year. 1 year, do what I am telling you to do. This is a time tested technique which I am giving to you. Not just 1 year, 2 years, around 18 years I have tested this technique and it is working well. So there is no need for you to go for trial and error. Just imitate the model which I am giving to you. There are 2 types of students I can see. One, creators. They love creating answers. Very good. You create whatever answers you wanted to create. I'll see your answer and I'll evaluate your creativity. I'll give you feedback. There are other students who don't have creative power and all. They are not creators. They are just imitators. They are just imitators. They'll do what is told to be done. And I have seen in my experience, creator clears, even imitator also clears. So only 2 types of students are there. Be a creator or be a imitator. Definitely you will clear this examination. I have told you that this test batch is to make you 320 plus. It has to ensure that you are there in the 320 plus club, sociology club we call it as. This is the syllabus which we are having for today's test. The syllabus is unit 1 and unit 2. Unit 1, you have what? Modernity and sociology. You have modernity and sociology. You have Sociology is comparison with other social sciences, common sense, sociology as a science. Only 4 topics are there. 9 questions will be writing. Then you see the second, you see the third. Almost every test is having only 4 topics, which can be easily covered in 6 days. And the 7th day, you are coming to write the test. What is the plan? After so many iterations only, we are having this plan for this batch. You know, earlier, I will give the question paper, the students will write the test, and after the test is over, I'll give you a detailed discussion of the model answers. And I found that students are telling, sir, the answer which you are giving is something which we have not thought only. It is a new dimension answer which you have given. So we have little bit of difficulty. So how to solve this problem? Then I thought that we'll do one thing. What? First, I will give you test discussion. Okay. After attending the test discussion, you write the test. Here also some students came and told, sir, what we read and what you are telling us answer, it is totally a different dimension. So now what to do? I give you answer for that also. What? Before the test, around 2 days before the test, I'll give you the thought framework. 9 questions I'm asking. No, I'll take up each and every question. I'll tell you, this is how you have to think about introduction. This is how you have to think about the body of the answer. This is how you have to think about the conclusion. I'll give you the brainstorming. I'll give you the skeleton of the answer. Now, 2 days you have. 2 days you have. Just work upon that skeleton with the content you have. You work upon the skeleton with the content you have. Now the skeleton, what you are doing to that skeleton, you are adding some flesh to the skeleton. You are covering that flesh with the skin, and you are coming to the test on Friday, writing the test. This is the third model which I am introducing. The first model, some students found difficult, sir. Second model, few students found even now difficult, sir. Third model, suppose if student comes and tells, sir, this is also, I'm finding it difficult, then I'm ready to think about the fourth model. Fourth model is what, you know, daily one question, you write, show it to me, go. The daily question, one question also I am not able to write means that I cannot help. We cannot help. You have to little bit, you have to make one step forward. No, we will make 2 steps forward. You make 1 step forward. UPSC will not come to your doorstep. You have to go to the doorsteps of UPSC. Voluntariness is needed. You have to do something. But don't worry, anyone in any stage, somebody have cleared the examination, they are writing the test again. They have given the attempt again, and they are in the test batch now. Maybe they are attending offline, online. There are some students who have already written so many means. There are some freshers who are there. First time they are reading sociology. So all the type of students are there. Whichever is beneficial to you, whichever model is suiting you, you can have the option to choose the model which you wanted to choose. Right? So now we will have the brainstorming session in my language, thought framework. Before going to the thought framework, I have to happily share this, that almost 100% of the questions for the 13th or 14th time came from our hit list and the test series. Read the questions which I have given. This is there in the website of us. This is there in the Telegram channel of us. Just to go through the hit list questions. 38 questions they have asked totally in paper 1 plus paper 2. 36 questions directly came from this. 2 questions were little bit indirect, but if you have done this 36 direct questions properly, if you have done the 350 plus answers properly in the form of test series, because in the test series in 28 tests, 350 plus answers will be given to you. 350, 360 plus answers will be given to you, out of which you are going to write only 38 questions. So from 360, you are writing 38 questions. 10% of what you have practiced only you are going to write. So those who have practiced the 300 plus questions, the two questions which were little bit relatively indirect can be easily attacked by them. One is the earth and the seed concept of Leela Dubey. Those who attended the class very well know that I talked about Leela Dubey says that men are the seeds and women are the field. So she speaks about patriarchy. Patriarchy is the question asked in the form of seed and land concept, which can easily help you to extract points from unit number 9 of paper 1, patriarchy and sexual division of labor, violence against women, women's movement, right? So definitely this is there. And secondly, data is not information. Information is different from data. Data means what? Simply a fact. Information means what? Interconnected facts. Information becomes knowledge when you try to connect the data. So this, if you have understood the second unit, sociology as a science, or if you have read this third unit, research methodology, you can touch the answer. If you touch the answer, if it is difficult for all, you just touch this question, they'll reward you. They'll not see exactness of your answer. They'll see whether you have the boldness to touch this question. Leaving the question is wrong. Touch the question, you'll be rewarded. So definitely, if you take the net, 38 questions can be easily written, 36 can be written, ideal answers can be written for 36 questions, and 2 questions you can do some sort of balancing exercise, which will definitely put you in the 320 club. Why can't you get 320 plus if you have written fully answer for 36 questions? So this is what I am stressing upon. 100% you have to practice the model answer which I am giving in the form of test series. You have to listen, because I have given the video discussion, because you have the freedom to stop and play at your pace. 1 week the link will be available. You have to listen to the answer, write a model answer, keep separately, right? So from the model answer, you'll get a template introduction, you'll get template conclusion. Every topic, prepare a template introduction, template conclusion. Body of the answer, everybody will write. Template introduction, template conclusion, if you make standard templates, based on the question, you can tinker the template and you can write the answer. If you write properly, introduction, conclusion, which normally people miss, 1 mark you will get extra for a question. Half a mark for good introduction, half a mark for good conclusion. 1 mark extra if you get. 38 questions you are writing. 38 marks you will get extra, and definitely you will be in Labasana. 38 marks extra means what? Small drops will become ocean. No, in that way, 38 marks will give you a big push for your total score. So this is very important, that we will continue to do this. Hit list based questions, sure shot, it will come in the exam. Then we also have this thing called pointers for every test. A synoptic answer will be given to you in the form of pointers, which will be sent to you in the PDF form to your mail. Kindly watch the video link through the email address which you have given to the institute. What email ID you have given to the institute, through that email ID only you can open the video, because some students keep on complaining, sir, video is private, You don't have to go, you don't have to see that video through some other ID, email ID. See that video through the email ID which you have given to the institute. Only through that email ID video will open. For other ID, video will not work. So pointers will be given. Ultimately, this will be a very good refresh material for you. Just small pointers, small gist will be given, which will be very useful for the last minute revision. And most importantly, this is what I wanted to tell you, that we are coming out with a test batch for the general studies students. Why I am speaking about general studies in sociology test series? For the benefit of sociology test batch students, we are giving an offer for the GS prelims test batch, which is going to start by first week of December. This GS test is handled by a team of experts in general studies. So, this team has been putting questions which are up to the current trend of UPSC. Most importantly, in this model, we are giving equal weightage to CSAT also. 16 tests will be GS tests and 14 tests will be CSAT test. Because we have seen that students are finding difficult in CSAT area, so we are giving almost equal weightage to GS as well as CSAT. And for the benefit of sociology test batch students, 50% discount, flat discount will be given to the students. Kindly, there is a time limit within which you have to enroll for the GS. You can inquire in the front office for that. Now come to sociology test discussion. Read the question. Have you got the question? You have not got the question. Question not given. Just a second. Just a second. Just 1 minute, you wait for the question paper. It is going to be distributed. Those students who are offline students, kindly write in the offline, which will give you a sense of time consciousness. I wanted your presence from the beginning. In between, don't escape. Right. Section A has 5 questions which are short notes questions, and section B has 4 questions which are long answer questions. So totally 5 questions, each 10 marks, 50 marks, and 4 questions, each 20 marks, 80 marks. Totally how many marks? 130 marks. All the online students will have to send their scanned copies of answer only to the mail ID which has been given in the question paper. Note, we have told no, you have to send the test copies, scanned copies, I am telling for the online students to send to this mail ID only. Try to follow the schedule which we are giving to you. Don't delay. For example, sir, shall I write the test number 2 after 2 months? Shall I write the test number 3 after 1 month? Like that and all, try to avoid. Don't do that, because it is counterproductive. We have given the time frame in such a way that before the prelims preparation is intensively starting, you should finish sociology. Sociology, if you finish 500 marks, you are putting into your pocket now. Nothing like that now. Putting 500 marks in your pocket, surest way to clear the exam. No doubt, no doubt. You are strategically, you are exactly going in the right direction. That before your prelims notification, much of your optional should be completed. That is the idea. You know, that it will help your phase 2 very much. That once you have revised, no, it will help your phase 2 very much. So this is the test question which is being opened in the screen. Read the first question. The first question says, just it has to be lifted above. The first question is this. Yes, stop. Sociologists have long advocated a sociological approach to explanation by contrasting it with common sense. What do you think about this? So the question is on common sense and its relation with sociology. 2021, there was a question asked on how sociology is connected to common sense. Understood. 2021, there are only 3 topics present in unit number 1. All the 3 topics came in 2021. First unit, 3 questions came, 2 10-marker and 1 20-marker. 40 marks came only from first unit. So sociologists have long advocated a sociological approach to explain by contrasting it with common sense. Now what you have to do, you have to underline the key words present in the question. First thing which you have to do is underlining the key words present in the question. What is the key word which you have in this question? Sociological approach. Sociological approach. Sociological approach. Contrasting common sense. These are the keywords. Sociology, contrasting common sense. Rule number 1. Always use the key words present in the question to construct the first line. Introduction will have to contain key words present in the question. So sentence making will have to be based on the key terms given in the question. Step number 1. Step number 2. What is sociological approach? What is commonsensical approach? How they are contrasting? How it cannot be contrasted? That's all. So this is what you have to have. First question, sociology and common sense. Question says, should it be contrasted? What is your opinion? No is our opinion. What is your opinion? No. Some students will write, no, I don't think that sociology should be contrasted with common sense. Or some students, yes, sociology should be contrasted with common sense. Don't write yes or no type of answer. Don't write answer as if you are being questioned by UPSC. It is not a person who is in the question. It is about the collective opinion. That is what is asked. So you are not telling your opinion, you are telling the opinion of the sociologist only. No. So it is a collective opinion, it is a community opinion. Therefore, don't write yes or no type of answer. In the thought framework, first of all, I will write an introduction using sociology, common sense, contrasting, because these are the key words present in the question. You try to make your own statement. What exactly will be the statement? Video discussion. Because if I do that, definitely this and that session will be same session. I don't want. This is to make you think. Think like this. Sociology, common sense, contrasting. Make a sentence using these three words. You can make no. Make. In the real examination, you make. After having formed a sentence using these three words, you write in the body what is common sense. Sometimes you can even add this in the intro, that is up to you. What is common sense? Better use a thinker to define common sense. I will use a thinker called as Alfred Schutz, a phenomenologist. He is giving you a definition of common sense. Always, when you use a thinker's definition, it will bring authenticity to your answer. If you don't know that thinker, don't write. Don't write as if that thinker has told that, even though he has not told that. So, deception, they will easily fix you. They'll catch you if you are deceiving. You know who is correcting your paper? Those people who are having experience of more than your age. 35 years of experience, 38 years of experience. Those people will be correcting your paper. They almost have read all the books available or published. Okay. So, authentic. Where is the source? Sir, should I go to Google and ask Google, please tell me what is the common sense definition? Google is ruthlessly going to give you definition of common sense. Minimum 100 definitions Google will give you. Google will give you surplus of information, which is not good for the examination. Guru will give you one proper definition. Write that definition. Alfred Schutz is giving you a definition of common sense. Common sense is therefore, for Alfred Schutz, a stock of organized knowledge. An organized stock of knowledge is what is common sense. It's not unorganized knowledge. Remember, It's an organized knowledge. Science is also organized knowledge. Common sense is also organized knowledge. But the organization of scientific knowledge comes from systematic inquiry. Organization of common sense knowledge comes from unsystematic inquiry. That's all. Common sense is an organized stock of knowledge, cultural knowledge, take it for granted knowledge given by the community. So, what is common sense? What is sociology? Sociology also is a systematic knowledge about society. This is systematic knowledge, and this is also systematic knowledge. Understood? So now there is a debate. You should write in the body that there is a debate regarding whether sociology should use common sense to construct its theories, or sociology should be contrasted from common sense. I tell you, the word contrast is what is the key term now. Try to repeat that key term many times in the answer to give a look and feel to the examiner that you have answered the question. What is the term which is given in the question? Repeat that term many times. Contrasting cannot be contrasted. So who says it has to be contrasted? Positivism says it has to be contrasted. It has to be contrasted. Positivism says. Who is that positivist who says eradicate common sense? Emile Durkheim. Exactly. So you write something, justify what you have written with a thinker. Justify what you have written with a thinker. Justify. A bureaucrat, an IAS officer, an IPS officer, a civil servant is one who has to justify what he has spoken, justify what he has acted. Justification, default will have to be there in your action. Justify. Don't just throw the words like that hanging in the air. Let it be rooted. Let it be having a root in sociology theories. Positivism, Emile Durkheim, it has to be contrasted. Why? Why it has to be contrasted? The question arises, why it has to be contrasted? Give the reason. Ensure that your space limit is not violated, your time limit is not violated. I don't have any problem as far as the word limit is concerned. Nobody is going to count the number of words you have written. There is no time to count the number of words. No time to count the time limit. No time to count the word limit. There is only time to count the time limit. Time limit is more important. 300 words you can write in 2 pages in 7 minutes. Do that. Who is going to penalize you? They'll be happy because you have written more. Now, who says it should not be contrasted? Should be contrasted. Positivism should not be contrasted. Non-positivism. Who is that non-positivist who says it should not be contrasted? Weber says. Weber says. Because meanings are individually constructed. Common sense guides the individual. Non-positivism says it should not be contrasted. Why it should not be contrasted? If you say why it should be contrasted, there is a justification you are giving in the form of positivism. Why it should not be contrasted? Justify using non-positivist. You can write phenomenology, you can write Max Weber, you can write ethnomethodology, you can write symbolic interactionists. It is up to you. But don't write everything because there is no time. There is no time. Now the debate definitely will have to be concluded. Now comes what? Conclusion. Third part is conclusion. The conclusion is that use both. Don't choose one for the sake of the other. Use both. Because knowledge becomes complete only when you use both. Otherwise, it becomes incomplete. They are two sides of the same coin. Without one side, the other side will not have any value at all. So that type of conclusion will have to be written. Always conclusion should be like that. It is not this or that. It is this and that. I will not choose A for this against B, or I will not choose B against A. I will choose both A and B. So that type of conclusion. Why you have to choose both? I told no. It makes the knowledge complete. Otherwise, knowledge will be partial. It gives you knowledge full. Got the idea about how to attack this question? Any problem? Are you comfortable with the pace with which we are going? Any problem, just you have to tell me. Stop where you wanted to stop me. I'm ready for that. But write a good answer to get IAS. I'm expecting only one thing from you. Become IAS. That's all. Now come to the second question. There are no meanings. There are no meanings waiting to be discovered and documented by the researcher. Instead, the role of sociologists is to understand the processes through which observable and reportable reality are organized, produced, and managed by individuals. Deliberately, I have given a very lengthy question to test your attitude. What is that attitude? Are you a positive person or you are a negative person? Because when second line, okay, second line is also not ending. Third line, negative feeling comes in the end of the second line. Totally, we become a very pessimistic personality in the third line. If I have to write this and all and clear this examination, better not to clear the exam, run away from this place, maybe a thinking which can come to you. At least to one. It is just whether prelims or mains, if the question is lengthy, they are giving many clues in the question. Understand this. The psyche is this. If the question is lengthy question, the question setter is giving many clues for you to decipher the question. If the question is only one-liner, he is probably putting us in the tough time. Many things I have told. No meanings to be discovered and documented by the researcher. So the task of sociology is not to find out meanings. Then why you are there? Why you are there? If you are not mandated to know the meaning, what for you are there? The statement says, instead the role of sociologists is to understand the processes through which observable and reportable reality are organized, produced and managed by individuals. So what is the key term with the help of which I will be exactly hitting the question? A key term, which is what is the question? Understand the processes. Understand the processes. What is the role of sociologists? Process should be understood. What is the meaning? Product is the meaning. Now tell me which sociology gives importance to process, not the product. Non-positivism simply. So you can write non-positivism. Now I told you rule of law. What is that rule of law which I have told you? Introduction should be what? Second question, non-positivism or non-positivist methodology, because of the clue which we have got. That clue is process. Process should be what? Studied. Process should be understood. See, understand. Somebody has told, understand. The scope of sociology is not to explain reality. The scope of sociology is to understand reality. Explanation is different from understanding. One word is enough for you to break the question into pieces. Process. Understand. Non-positivism. Because positivism always believes in product, structure. Structure study, positivism. Process study, non-positivism. So the question is about non-positivism. As usual, in the thought framework, how many minutes I should spend to develop this brainstorming? You tell me, out of 7 minutes. Out of 7 minutes, how many minutes I have to spend? Initially, you can spend even 2 minutes, 3 minutes, no problem. 3 minutes you think and 4 minutes you write. With due practice, what will happen? You'll think in 2 minutes, write in 5 minutes. In the examination, thinking and writing happen simultaneously. Just when you read the question when you read, automatically that mental framework will start working. But after writing answer for 350 questions, this miracle will happen. This magic will happen. Now it will not happen. Again and again and again, I told the mother skill which has to be mastered by anyone who wanted to become successful is repetition. Repetition. Introduction. What is the keyword which we have to use? This is the keyword. No. Use this keyword. Using this keyword, you have to make a distinction between positivism and non-positivism. Positivism says we have to study structure. We should study the meaning that is not given by the actor, but by the society. Non-positivism says, don't read the meaning given by the society. Either give a meaning studied by the actor or study the process used by the actor to make the meaning. Who gives importance to a particular process is used by people to make meaning. Out of phenomenology, ethnomethodology, who gives a process, proper method with the help of which people are constructing meaning? Ethnomethodology. Even if you write symbolic interactionism, it is right only. But to be more precise, I am only taking the statement which was given by Garfinkel. This is a quote which was used by Garfinkel. Garfinkel is an ethnomethodologist. So I tell you that even if you write symbolic interactionism, if you write Max Weber, you are right only. But since the quote has been lifted from Garfinkel, it will be more appropriate for us to write the methodology called as ethnomethodology. Ethnomethodology is the question asked. So in the introduction, we are writing this keywords: process, understand the process, positivism, non-positivism. Any doubt? Can you write an intro? No problem. Right. Body. In the body, always I will elaborate what I have told in the introduction. Elaboration, expansion, elastic it is. Body is just expanding what you have told in the introduction. Elaborate. Elaborate. So elaborate this ethnomethodology. Elaborate this ethnomethodology. See, one interesting point I can tell you: data is not something which is independent of the researcher. Data Researcher is collecting data. It is not independent of the researcher. Data is created both by the researcher as well as by the researched. Data is not independent of the researcher. Data is created by researcher as well as the researched. So that viewpoint was given by Sivarajavel. There is one thinker who I have spoken in the test discussion. Sivarajavel says that data can be influenced by the researcher, and that is not wrong. Because I am not more into the data, I am more into how you are processing the data. How people are using their mind to construct reality. So Garfinkel's documentary method will have to be written in the body. Garfinkel saying that order is a convenient fiction should be written in the body. So essentially speaking, non-positivism will have to be summarized with more importance given to Harold Garfinkel. Conclusion will have to be written. How to write this conclusion? Any non-positivism will have to be concluded telling that it is making sociology enriched. Enrichment of sociology comes. Because in 19th century, positivism gave you an identity that yes, you are a separate subject. Identity to sociology came from positivism. Before and after, sociology was not there as a separate subject. So as a separate subject, identity came from positivism. Non-positivism came to enrich sociology because it gave new perspectives to study the same social reality. New perspectives came. Weber says one thing, Mead says another thing, and phenomenology says something, ethnomethodology says something. So sociology has become a discipline with multiple perspective thanks to non-positivism. Identity was given by positivism. Identity for sociology was given by positivism. Maturity to sociology was given by non-positivism. Like that, you appreciate non-positivism in the conclusion. Identity comes from positivism. Maturity comes from non-positivism. This is exactly, I am telling, that template is what you have to make. Real UPSC, there will be only one question from non-positivism. Now, when non-positivism is asked, maturity, identity, like that, we can make some template introduction or template conclusion. Possible or not? So, the importance of test batch lies in getting that extra 1 mark for every question. Now, come to the third question. The third question says, do you consider that it is possible for sociology? It is possible for sociological research to be independent of race, color, creed, occupation, nationality, religion, moral preference, and political predisposition, again to test your psyche. To test your psyche. What is simply the question? Sociological research should be independent of what? Bias. It should be unbiased. Sociological research should be unbiased. Creed, color, nation, religion, morality, all should not come in the way of my sociological research. So unbiased study is what is possible or not? Do you consider? Again, yes, I consider. No, I don't consider. Don't write. So the third question is on objectivity. Is it possible? They are asking, is it possible? Intro. What is objectivity? What is objectivity? Who said that it is possible? Possibility. Who said? Who said it is impossible? What is objectivity? Who says it is possible? Who says it is impossible? That forms the introduction. How many lines I can write? 5 lines. 5 lines only you have to write in the introduction. Don't write 8 lines, 9 lines, and all. 5 lines sufficient. Body. Always body will give you the exact answer. Answer to the question will be coming in the body only. Body will speak about why it is possible, why it is not possible. Who said it is possible, who said it is impossible, maybe in the introduction, but why they say so, that is important. No. Why positivism says it is absolutely possible? Who said that? Where he said that? Why they say it is possible? Emile Durkheim says it is possible. Why? Because he wanted to make sociology a science. Science is an objective study. So he attempted an objective study of even suicide. How he made an objective study of suicide? By collecting statistical data. 26,000 cases of suicide he collected. That is why it is objective. He collected the data. He is not giving his own interpretation. Proper coroner's office authentic data he is collecting. Based on the data, he is giving you the possibility of objectivity in sociology. But somebody should say why it is not possible. Objectivity is not at all possible. Non-positivism. Why they say it is not at all possible? Because reality is mind-centric. Reality, if it is external to the individual, I can study objectively. But reality is inside my mind. How can I study objectively? Objectivity should not be strived. We write. How? Non-positivism says objectivity is not to be studied because there is no pattern. There is no structure. There is only process. And the process keeps on changing. So reality today is something, reality tomorrow is something. IAS is difficult today, IAS is so easy tomorrow. Sociology 320 in dream only, sociology really 320 possible. Tomorrow it will come. Some of you who are not very hopeful about sociology 320 plus, today you are thinking like that. Tomorrow you will think differently. Possible or not? That is why we say change of mind is change of life. Mind will change, life will change. All these stuffs you have to write in the body. Then conclude. Any question on objectivity, I would prefer Alvin Goldner to be the conclusion. You can be objective, but you need not be value neutral. Be objective, but don't be value neutral. You have to have value preference, because sociology is a social worker. Sociologists are social workers. You have to support some values, you have to oppose some values. Therefore, we have to be objective. We try to be objective. We cannot guarantee. You try to be objective. Weber says, try, don't guarantee. When Goldner says, don't have value neutrality, Weber says, have value frankness. Be value frank. So Weber and Goldner will form the conclusion of this question. Is it fine? Does this make any sense to you? Right. Come to the fourth question. What is the scope of sociology in 21st century? Scope of sociology, 21st century. A very dynamic question. Scope of sociology in 21st century. We have to scope 21st century. Now in the introduction thought framework, in the introduction we will write about 21st century. What are the features of 21st century? 21st century is a postmodern society. '21st century has multiple modernities. '21st century has multiple problems. They are not simple problems, they are very confusing problems. So the nature of 21st century will have to be written. In the body, you must have to write in an elaborated form. Some people's name I have given in the test discussion, like Posami. There is another theory called as actor network theory, which I have told. See, Posami writes that there are multiple forms of secularism, multiple secularism. Secularism is not having one model, no, it has multiple models. American secularism is different from Indian secularism. There are many types of democracies. There are many types of capitalism. There is a rational capitalism, there is also a humanistic capitalism. So 21st century has economic, political and social systems which are completely confusing at one point of time, too embracing at the other point of time. It's very inclusive, at the same time it is also confusing. Now this gives more scope for sociology, Because where confusion comes, there sociology should come. Modernity created confusion in 19th century, which is why sociology came to study the confusion. The subject itself is a subject coming to study confusion. How international relations are becoming very fragile, very fluid. At one point of time, India, China is having so much of coordination. At the other point of time, India is opposing China in the SEO summit. The EAM, External Affairs Minister, was criticizing BRA initiative. At the same time, we are having increasing trade with China. Confusing. So, sociology itself is a reflection of modernity. Sociology itself is now becoming a reflection of post-modernity. New types of family has come. Homosexual families have come. Living together has come. Living together relationship have come. Political system has changed. Single party system becomes bi-party system, becomes multi-party system, now becomes bi-party system, now becoming single party system. Maybe 2024 they can try for a bi-party system, and that it is confusing. Political order. Nuclear family is having joint sentiment, joint family is having nuclear sentiment, confusion. So this is essentially the reason for expanding the scope of sociology. Sociology is a very elastic subject today, studies everything under sun. Everything under sun can be studied by sociology. Therefore, we say from the interpersonal relation to international relation, sociology is going to study, or it is studying. See, the scope of sociology increases. So, in conclusion, you have to tell that sociology is a transboundary discipline. It's a transboundary discipline. It's a porous, it is having porous borders, that where sociology begins, where sociology ends cannot be told. And this is a very, very new type of question which was asked in the past, for which answer is not readily available for any with the student. So I take opportunity in the form of test batch to give answer to the difficult question asked in UPSC sociology exam. So you'll have more previous year question to be discussed in the sociology test batch. You know, sociology repeats the questions. Now come to the next question. The question is fifth question. The impact of scientific revolution was crucial, not just changing the material life, but also people's idea about the nature and society. Discuss. It's about revolutions and sociology. So fifth question is revolution. How world revolutions have created the scope for emergence of sociology, revolutions and sociology. Introduction. As I told, use the key word present in the question. What is the key word you have in the question? You have scientific revolution. Use this word. Not material life, ideas. Use these keywords to construct the first line. So introduction, revolution, ideas, material life, changing. Body, how, what changes. What industrial revolution did, what French Revolution did, what American War of Independence did, how this was changing the material life, how this was changing the social life, how this was changing the political life, how this was changing the material life, and how social life is changing. Narration, how. Then reflection, who supported, so support, who supports this change, who oppose this change, and conclusion, sociology is only a product of social change. Social change was caused by new conditions in 19th century Europe, and these new conditions created the need for a new subject called as sociology. Like that, why sociology emerged because of the social revolution will have to be written in the conclusion. Are you getting that mental framework? The utility of the class lies in what? Once this brainstorming session is over, you should have some fair idea about how to attack the question. I'm making you prepared with all the armory needed to go to the battlefield and fight with the enemy. This brainstorming session is that, giving you some sort of mental structuring of the answer, which, because thinking comes first, then only writing comes. Thinking is what is stimulated in the form of this brainstorming session. Now go to the next question. Section C. Go to the C. Or 6, sorry, B. Europe was the first and the only place where modernity emerged, critically discussed. This also is a previous year question which was asked, for which answer is not known to many students. Previous year question it is. Do you support this? What is the key word which you have to underline? First, only modernity critically, which means that the question setter himself is telling that there is a problem in the statement. When I say Europe is the only and the first place where modernity emerged, I have my own problem. Kindly criticize this statement. Always when this question comes with critical, you should think against the question. The question should be thought against. Critical means like this, read as opposite. Europe was the first and the only place where modernity emerged. If it is discussed, then I just explain that. I just discussed that. But it is putting this word critical, which means that critical means I should read in opposite. I should read as opposite question. No, Europe was not the first. It is not the only place where modernity emerged. Using this word critical, your thinking pattern should change. Not the first place, not the only place. That is our answer. Not the first place, not the only place. What I should write in the introduction? Sixth question. First, only Europe, modernity. Keywords. Critical is the clue which has been given by the question setter in the thought framework. In the introduction, I will tell that this is wrong. Straight away I will write, this is wrong. It is a perception held in the minds of the European scholars that Europe is the cradle of modernity. They strongly believe that Europe is the first and the only place where new society came, new political, new economic, new social institution came, which is a role model for non-European countries to imitate. This is called as Eurocentric modernity. Terms will have to give you the required power to propel your answers. The power to propel your answer comes from the sociological terms, the jargons I used to say. Eurocentric. So if you have Eurocentric view, you also should have India-centric view. In the body, explain this. Eurocentric view is unacceptable. Modernity came in India. Medical modernity came in India before it came in Europe. We were the first to do surgery by giving anesthesia. We were the first to invent zero. Even Pythagoras came to river Ganga to learn maths. We have a number of evidences to tell that we are the birthplace. The ancient civilization, the urban civilization was present 2500 years before. Modern medicine, trigonometry, 10 to the power of 56 we were able to calculate. When this Greek people can calculate, Romans can calculate only 10 to the power of 6. When they said 10 to the power of 6 is this, we said 10 to the power of 56 is this. So that what you have to write. What is modernity? What are the features of modernity? What is Eurocentric modernity? And what is multiple modernity? Eisenstadt. Writes about multiple modernity. Modernity is not one, modernity is many. So we also have a number of points to tell that Einstein once quoted that we owe a lot to Indians who taught us how to do a scientific study, especially how to count. How to count, who told? Indians told. Without knowing how to count, we would not have made such a big scientific discoveries thanks to Indians. Who told? Einstein told. So there are a number of points which you have to write. Brahmagupta. What is the force of gravity? Isaac Newton did not find first. Brahmagupta found this 1000 years before. And one day is equal to 365 days. Thales of Miletus found, they tell. Brahmagupta. Brahmagupta found this. 1 year is equal to 365 days. So Indians were pioneers in science. Indians were pioneers in urbanization. Indians were pioneer in medical science. We invented yoga. And conclusion is what? Conclusion is, see, European understanding of modernity is an A plus B the whole square formula. This formula should be applied to all societies. It is not a theoretical formula which can be applied unconditionally. Every culture has developed its own modernity. Chinese modernity, even before these people can come out with a printing press, China came out with printing press. We invented zero. They, even before British could think about civil services, they were the first to held a competitive examination for recruiting civil servants, Mandarin system. Who told that Europe is the cradle of civilization? We are the cradle of civilization. So you have to say nice things about Indian model of modernity. That should be your conclusion. Elaborate the problems and prospects of sociology as a science. Problems, prospects, problems. Who will tell? Non-positivism. Prospects, who will tell? Positivism. So it is a debate between positivism and non-positivism. That is what is the answer which you have to write. Question number 7. Sociology as a science. Introduction. Positivism wanted to make it as a science. Why? Because sociology will have to produce generalization like natural science. Why generalization? Generalization is nothing but knowledge. With the help of knowledge, you can manage your life better. That is why sociology is a very prospective science according to positivism. Body of the answer. Auguste Comte as a positivist, Emile Durkheim as a positivist. Rejection to positivism comes by the non-positivist methodology. What Weber says about positivism, he rejected sociology as a science because the scope of sociology is different from the scope of science. Science tries to explain reality, sociology tries to understand reality. The aim of sociology is totally different from aim of science. And therefore, sociology cannot imitate, need not imitate. Why should you imitate science? You have your own method. What method you have to have? Verstegen is the method which you have to have. Ideal type can be constructed. Why only you have to develop grand theory? Let us make small ideal types. Let us give importance to pluralism rather than determinism of positivism. Like that, you have to construct the story. Conclusion. Not only Weber, you can write symbolic interactionism, you can write phenomenology, you can write ethnomethodology. Conclusion. Is sociology a science? 19th century said it is a science. 20th century says it cannot be a science. 21st century says it is a science. If you use the spirit of science as the indicator of science, it is a science. It has all the spirit of science. What is that spirit of science? Systematically studying, trying to be objective. Yes, it is having its spirit. But is it a science? No. Why? Subject matter is different. What is the difference? We study reality which is invisible. They study reality which is visible. So subject is different. Because subject matter is different, methodology should be different, and therefore sociology cannot be called as a natural science. It is an interpretative science. Weber says it is not a science, it is a social science according to contemporary scholars. Conclusion is what? You are a science only, interpretative science, Weber says, and social science according to the current contemporary scholars. Auguste Comte himself comes and says, we are the queen of social science. Don't worry, we are the queen. Auguste Comte says sociology is the queen of social science. This is what I am telling you as template. This is what is template. No. Sociology is the queen of social science, August Comte says. Sociology is an interpretative science, Max Weber says. Sociology is social science according to the conclusive opinion today. Eighth question. Positivism's greatest shortcoming with particular reference to social sciences in its failure to distinguish between the natural world and social world. Critically discussed. Critically discuss. Critically means yes, no, but no component should be more. Critical means opposite to the statement. Yes or no? What is critical? Opposite to the statement given. What is the statement given? Positivism's greatest shortcoming is that it is social science. It is not able to distinguish between social world and natural world. So, is it that so a shortcoming? It is not at all a shortcoming. It is not a shortcoming. Yes, it is a shortcoming. Argue like a lawyer. How it is a shortcoming, how it is not a shortcoming. Eighth question. Shortcomings of positivism. Intro. Who said that it is there is a shortcoming in positivism, that it is not able to distinguish the social world from the natural world? Non-positivism. Because they only say that no, when you read a statement, right? When you read a statement in the form of question, try to fix who is the person or the perspective, which is the perspective which gave the statement. Who said this? Who said this? Or whose opinion is this? Or whose standpoint is this? You get an answer or not? Write that standpoint. Who said that should be the introduction. Who said that there is a shortcoming? Non-positive. So write, non-positivism says there is a shortcoming in positivism, that it is not able to make a distinction between social world and natural world. Additional to that, write what is social world, what is natural world. Social world is consisting of action. Natural world is consisting of fact. Rather, you can think about this type of introduction. You take the first line from social world and natural world. Social world is distinct from that of the natural world. When social world centers around action, natural world centers around fact. This distinction between fact and action, or the distinction between natural world and social world, has to be a line to demarcate sociology from natural science, says non-positivism. You can write like this or not. What is social world? Take the word given in the question, break that word. Social world, natural world. What is this? What is this? Who says this? Who says this can be studied like this? Social world can be studied like natural world. Positivism. Social world is different from natural world. Non-positivism. That should be the introduction. Body, as I told, elaborate that. Social fact of Emile Durkheim versus social action of Max Weber. Maybe since you have not studied Durkheim and Max Weber, you may not link now like this, but once the syllabus is over, You can take from 4th unit and write the first unit. You can take 10th unit clue and write in the second unit. You can write 8th unit using 5th unit. That is what is going to happen if you complete this cycle. The circuit should be completed, without which current cannot flow. Circuit completion is what? All the 26 tests or 28 tests you have to write. Don't miss any single test. The circuit will not be completed. Don't complain that, sir, current is not passing. Current will not pass. As an engineer, most of you, as science students, most of you know that the circuit should be closed. Then only the current can pass. Only when the current is passing, the bulb will glow. Otherwise, question we are reading, the bulb will not glow. Sir, bulb eriya matanga sir. Eriyadu sir. Current pass agala sir. Because circuit has not got completed, sir. That is the reason. Simple. Just I told no. This mantra you have to follow. Come what may, I will complete this circuit. I will complete this cycle. In between, I have not written prelims properly. You will definitely, some of you will tell, sir, prelims I will fail. 100% fail. So you will bunk the phase 2. Practically, I am telling. Having seen these many people, prelims I have not done well, so I am not going to write the phase 2. As long as you are in UPSC field, you should write, irrespective of the result. Irrespective of the result. So, complete this. Don't bother about your prelims and all. Okay. Body of the answer, you should write how social world is distinguished from science, from the natural world. What is social world consisting of? Non-positive, some says, meanings and motives of the actor, process which we have to use, phenomenology, ethnomethodology, the same type of story. Natural world is consisting of fact. Fact is having outer existence, external existence to the individual. It can be measured, it can be observed, it can be quantified, it can be generalized, but mind cannot be quantified. It is a quality, that is a quality. Mind is a quality and fact is a quantity. Quantity is different from quality. Like that, we can keep on telling the narration. And finally, we have to make a conclusion. What is that conclusion? Conclusion, simple conclusion, that it has, according to 19th century sociology, both are the dependent brothers of each other, or natural world is the big brother of the social world, which means using science you can study sociology. So we wanted to become dependent on science for methods and principles. But 20th century sociology came. Don't be dependent on them, be independent of them. And 21st century sociology says selectively we use natural world sometimes can be studied like social world, or social world can be sometimes studied like natural world. So there is a possibility of using a syncretic tradition, which is a combination of syncretic tradition, which is a combination of positivist method and non-positivist method. Syncretism, syncretic. Or synthesis, something like that we can use to make a conclusion, combination of both. Then the last question is origin of sociology is indebted to economic changes, political transformation, ideological changes that Western European society witnessed from 19th century, from 14th century to 19th century. Discuss. Right? So, the same question I have asked in another way in the short notes. But here it is a 20 marker question, hence it requires more of elaborations. Last question, 9th question, emergence of sociology because of modernity. Introduction, keywords. What are the keywords present in the question? You tell me the keywords present in the question. Economic changes, political transformation, and ideological changes of West from 14th to 19th century. So, changes. 19th century is a changed society. 19th century Europe was a new society having new politics, economics, and value systems. Elaborate this. It is new. What is new? Economy is new, polity is new, idea is new, and therefore society is new. This new society is called as modern society. This new society is called as modern society. So the new society is modern because it has new politics, it has new economics, it has new ideas. The new comes as a solution to the old problems. So the new was celebrated by liberal scholars. Now body, what liberal scholar says. Take for example, Adam Smith said on capitalism, free market economy. Rousseau spoke about new political system called democracy. Tocqueville spoke about democracy in America. Why they supported this new? Because the old had its own problem. What is that old problem? Lack of democracy, lack of rights, lack of liberty, no equality, hierarchy. Those belonging to a particular strata are submerged in the name of structure. So exploitation is the problem. It was dark ages where few dominated all social, political, economic institutions. Therefore, freedom will have to come economically. That economic freedom will be offered by capitalism, political freedom by democracy, social freedom by individualism. So, new society is a free society. The breeze of equality, guarantee of individual dignity, liberty would give fraternity to all. Harmony will be developed in the society, which is why liberal scholars supported. It's a progressive society. It's a society based on science and rationality. It can solve the human problems with technology. Production will be augmented by technology. Mass production will be there. Distribution will be there. Poverty will be eliminated. Inequality will be rooted out. Opportunity will be extended for all. Universalization of education, universalization of health coverage, everything will be given to people. Such a society is a dream society which has come by 19th century because the beginning happened in 14th century scientific revolution. However, critical evaluation. What conservatives are telling? So conservatives said new society created new problems. What are those new problems? Lonely crowd is the new problem. Risk society is the new problem. Egoism is the new problem. Anomy is the new problem. Pauperization is the new problem. Now, what can be done? Let us go back to the old. Now write conclusion. Sociology emerged reflecting on the nature and the feature or the prospects of modern society. One group of scholars appreciated modernity, another group of scholars condemned modernity. Appreciations and criticisms of modernity resulted in the rise of a new discipline called as sociology. So, sociology emerged to study modernity, without which there is no need for sociology. Necessity is the mother of invention. Modernity necessitated reflections on modernity, leading to the emergence of a distinct discipline called as sociology. Like that, you have to give a conclusion. So, the understanding which I have got in this close to 1 hour and 45 minutes is that before this 1 hour 45 minutes, what was your understanding of how to write the answer? After 1 hour and 45 minutes, what is your understanding of writing the answer? Definitely would have got a paradigm shift. Now, you try writing the answer. Try. I know that some of you will still find it difficult. You told, while you told it is looking good, it was nice to hear, but when I'm trying to write, I'm not able to write anything. You will have to have this problem. Only when there is a problem, there will be a solution. Fix the problem. Let us see what problem you have, what problem and all you can have. Number one problem, not even a single word I can write on the paper. Sir, no single word is coming. I wanted to write, but I am not able to write. Not even a single word I am not able to write. This is one problem. Second problem, I am able to begin, but I am not knowing how to continue. Third problem, sir, I am writing introduction and all, but body I want to write, I don't know. Body I have written, introduction I have written, how to conclude I don't know. I have written, but I have taken so much of time, sir. You told 1.5 hours. No, I have taken 4.5 hours to write this 9 questions. Sir, I am writing more. I have exceeded the page limit. Time limit I have exceeded. Page limit I have exceeded. I am falling short of the page limit. I am falling short of the time limit. Like that. How many students are writing this test? That many problems I wanted to hear from you. Each and every problem will be taken up very seriously. We'll solve the problem. Don't worry. Don't worry. We are there. I am there. We'll see. With consistent effort, what a river does to the rock. A river will cut the rock if it is hitting it consistently. How can river cut the rock? It has cut the rock in many places. You go and see. A river, while flowing, rock will be there. A huge rock will be there. Some places the river will just don't want to confront the rock. It will take a left turn. Sometimes that river will take a right turn. Sometimes that river will, jump onto the rock and slide. It will just jump. And there are some places where neither it will go in the left side, nor right turn, nor left turn, not crossing, breaking the rock. Breaking the rock. So it is consistency that is going to change your answers. Consistency comes only through repetition, which is why I told repetition is the mother of all skills. Right? So, time to write your answers now. The Time which is for you to write the test is 1 hour and 30 minutes. If you want, you can take some 5 minutes or 10 minutes break, but what time you are starting, see the 1.5 hours and try to complete the paper. If still you are writing, don't worry, you can write, because as of now I am not going to see time limit, I am not going to see word limit. I just wanted you to open up from your end, just open up. Later we will take care of first 2 3 tests and all, don't care of anything, no time limit, no nothing. But actually you should know, no, 1.5 hours is the time kept for this. How much you are deviating from that, you should have a calculation. Not that you should not deviate, you deviate, how much you are deviating, that you should know. No, for that only I am telling. So since being the first class, we have to little bit have a very extensive thought framework class. Hope that this thought framework class will be benefiting your preparation. In the after the test is over, your link will be given to you. Try to see the video from the email which you have given to the institute. Again and again I am telling, because again and again the same problem comes to us. 1 week that video will be there, next test that video will go, within which you have to write the rewritten answer. All the very best, thank you.